Welcome back to the Fight Network's coverage of the 2005 World Grand Prix qualifying tournament in Hiroshima, Japan. We have determined the final four competitors for the semifinal matchups: Tatsufumi Tomohira, Yusuke Fujimoto, Bob Sapp, and Hiraku Hori.
The excitement continues. Up next, our super fight first match. Entering from the blue stage, Tom Howard.
So this is the first super fight of the night. Give the combatants who will be vying in the semifinals a chance to, have a little more rest, recuperate, overcome any injuries that may have been incurred in their quarterfinal matchups. And here he is, the Green Beret, Tom Howard from the United States. He has a pro wrestling background. Got a start in pro wrestling back in 1993, where he began training under Jesse Hernandez of the School of Hard Knocks Wrestling Training School. In 95, he was recruited to wrestle in Mexico City, where he began competing for AAA Lucha Libre as KGB. He lived in Mexico and appeared on AAA shows for 2 years. He returned to the U.S. to compete in Antonio Inoki's World Wrestling Peace Festival in Los Angeles. Then took a break from sports entertainment to train with Gokar Chibchen and Gene LaBelle for No Holds Barred competition. And this is it. He's making his K1 debut. So again, coming from a pro wrestling background, he's going to definitely, have the showmanship qualities, but it'll be interesting to see if he has the fighting qualities that are necessary to be successful in K1.
Well, he's got a bit of a mixed martial arts background, trained with Judo Gene. So he's, he knows how to get into a ring and fight. He knows how to be in front of a crowd. Now, like you said, can he put the skills together and be a kickboxer is what we're going to find out real soon.
Well, and, speaking of mixed martial arts and no-holds-barred fighting, if you will, he is 0-3 in that arena, losing to Carter Williams, Blue Wolf on a K1 MMA Romanex, the Mongolian fighter, and Christophe Nadeau.
Christophe Nadeau fighting out of Marseille, France. Very big, strong, powerful man.
Entering from the red stage, Hong Man Choi.
And we continue with what the K1 organization loves to do, put on these spectacle-type contests, these freak show attractions, if you will. And no disrespect to Hong Man Choi, a great athlete, but boy, is he ever a imposing figure, 7 feet 2 inches tall, the Techno-Goliath from South Korea with a sumo ring and background. Hong Man Choi, the 2005 Asia Grand Prix in Seoul, Korea winner this year, his first ever K1 event. He stopped Wakashoyo and Akibono before going the distance with the diminutive Dynamo Kao Klai Ken Norsing. And that was an interesting fight, because if you've ever seen Ken Norsing, a very short, stocky Thai fighter from Thailand. And, David versus Goliath, you hear it over and over, but that was the closest thing you will ever see to a David versus Goliath. And in that one, Goliath, the Techno-Goliath, was able to emerge victorious.
Tom Howard's really going to have his hands full in his K1 debut, fighting a guy who's got, almost a foot advantage on him in height-wise and over 120 pounds. This is something that's going to be, a real challenge for Tom Howard to overcome tonight.
He's a national hero in his native South Korea. Got his nickname Techno-Goliath when he was a sumo wrestler there, because when he would win, he'd, they put on the techno music and he'd bust a move.
Break it down.
So we await the first super fight of the night. Hong Man Choi versus Tom Howard.
Fighting out of the blue base, out of the blue corner, at 107 kilograms, standing 192 centimeters, UIS heavyweight champion, Green Beret, Tom Howard.
Tom Howard is 35, 6'3", 237 pounds, making his K1 debut.
In the red corner, 160 kilograms, standing 218 centimeters, K1 Seoul champion 2005, the Korean hero, Hong Man Choi.
Hong Man Choi is 24'7", 353 pounds, undefeated in K1 competition at 3-0. So again, this not being a tournament matchup, the 3 knockdown rule will be in effect. And look at this. You see the gasps and the oohs and ahs emanating from the crowd here. The 7,166 on hand at the Green Arena in Hiroshima. And Tom Howard.
He's got his hands full.
Yeah, he does. He does that,
say.
and you know, copped an original phrase at the press conference, saying he looks forward to showing the world that the old adage, "The bigger they are, the harder they fall," is true. Well, we'll see how much veracity is lent to that statement, as Hongman Choi definitely not, you know, the most intense-looking individual, just comes out of his corner, begins to stalk his American opponent.
Well, you can tell, you know, Tom, if you look at him versus the other fighters you saw earlier on, he's getting, you know, he's moving his feet. He's using, you know, more of an American style of boxing, moving his feet around a little bit more, and he's going to have to get on the inside. If he stays on the outside, he's going to have a long night.
Was that a catapult punch he attempted to throw there? I've never seen something like that, but here's Hongman Choi again, just like we saw with Bob Sapp and Yoshihiro Nakao, very similar.
It's kind of like a, almost looks like a, you know, when the little kid tries to beat up their uncle or something like that. You just kind of hold on to their head and they start swinging at their midsection there. But, you know, I mean, what Tom's got, he's got to get on the inside. He's got to move around like he's doing, and when he can, close the gap. Because those long limbs of Hongman Choi is really going to, you know, really going to keep him at bay, and he's not going to be able to do anything.
And you know, Hongman Choi is definitely an athlete. I know he's, you know, getting attention because of his physical attributes. He's 7'2", 353 pounds, but a well-proportioned. Oh, he's already cut Howard over the left eye. So Hongman Choi, you know, you can expect, pardon the pun, but big things from him in K1. And there's that catapult-type punch again by Howard, really meeting with little success.
Well, you know, I mean, he's done his homework, because when you do fight a taller opponent, your overhand is your weapon. You know, a taller opponent has to punch down, where the shorter opponent is punching upwards, giving him essentially more power. I mean, he's using the energy from the ground up to throw those punches, where the big man is using just more arms coming down. But when your arms are that big, you know, it's still going to do damage.
Yeah, he has a 10-inch height advantage.
Look at the size of his gloves.
Yeah, I mean, they're unbelievable. Over 120-pound weight advantage for Hongman Choi. Again, the only place you can see tractions like this is K1. And Howard, I mean, give him credit. He's taken the fight to Hongman Choi. But Choi just now batting his ears and his head with those, I mean, those are like, you know, back catcher's gloves.
It's like those big punching gloves you get for kids there, those oversized gloves.
Those Hulk gloves Dan Henderson used to wear in his ring entrances in Pride. I mean,
Exactly.
a knee right up the middle, busts him open again. Wow.
Oh, he's cut badly. He's not going anywhere. That fight is done.
Devastating knee knockout for Hongman Choi in this super fight against Tom Howard. And boy, that knee just found its target. And down went Howard in a bloody heap.
What a rough debut for Tom Howard in his first K1 match, going down in the first round due to a big knee from a very big man.
Hongman Choi remains perfect in his K1 career, improving to 4-0. Tom Howard being looked after, and there's the sportsman Hongman Choi making sure that his opponent is all right. As we see the finish of this fight.
Caught him with a jab, and then Tom Howard put his head down and just kind of punched it to the midsection and kind of gave it to him.
And he went down in a hurry.
I mean, look at him. He put his head right down there. And this guy just had to hold and lift his knee slightly.
Yeah, the modified tie clinch and the knee strike caught him, busted him open, and put him down for the count.
Knocked him straight onto his back, too. You rarely see that, when the fighter falls that way from a knee.
Right on the button. So Hongman Choi victorious here in this super fight, improving to 4-0. More K1 action is coming up here on the Fight Network.